It has a countdown. Alright, so I think I'm live now because the countdown happened. So, that's cool. What's up? I'm back. I'm alive. I know. I'm surprised too. Let's fix this camera a little bit. It's been a little bit since I last streamed, as anyone who actually cares, which is very few people, may know. But yeah, it's your boy, twitch.tv/TrueMumu coming back. Life happens, so you take breaks from streaming and doing what you'll enjoy doing, but I'm back. So, let's just, fix this a little bit. We're back with another episode of D&D Now. I know, right? It's like, what happened last time? Who knows? Nobody knows. But yeah, we're gonna just be testing some stream equipment to start the stream, and because I'm lazy, it's gonna go right in the VOD. But we're gonna get back into the call with Sanic, Pierce, you know them, you love them, I hate them, but I love them. It is what it is. So yeah, let's see if I remember how to even change the scene. Now I remember, this one doesn't have, but we're just gonna, yeah, hop right back into the call. Alright,
Oh
everybody, I'm
no.
back. I'm
That
live.
was
You
hilarious.
should watch stream, cause yeah, I don't know if anyone remembers I stream anymore, so I kind of need as many viewers as possible.
I'm on home internet unfortunately, so my
That is
internet will
entirely
go.
fine. You're still going to
I will
watch it.
literally die if I'm doing
All
if
right,
I'm
all right,
on
Pierce,
full
Pierce,
mode.
you open
Oh,
in a
jeez.
separate tab.
Echoing. Nope. Mistake.
Pier-
Mistake of unmuting the stream. The stream. Ah.
Oh yeah, that happens. No, Pierce. So what you do is you open up in a new tab. You open stream, right? You set the quality to 160p.
Oh yeah,
You
right.
mute
I
it
forgot about that.
and minimize that tab, or that window, really.
But yeah, Sanic, it was an interesting session.
Oh my god.
Alright, now to test to make sure my stream setup works, we're going to play a video game while we wait for everyone to get here.
Yeah, because basically, Sanic, originally it was all just so it was us like trying to stop it was us trying to basically stop like a cult from raising this guy out of his prison. And then when he got out, he just started a really good party that just resulted in a couple of people dying, like a very small amount. And it was very amusing.
Alright, nice, that works. Let's just, cover that. If someone's here, that is cool. I am testing stream equipment, just letting y'all know. You should watch.
Yeah, I can see it. You were just like jumping up and down your thing. Oh, you're playing Osu. Okay.
Ready? Oh.
I remember. I used to play Osu.
Let's do easy stuff.
Oh,
And
wait,
by
what?
easy, I'm still gonna fail miserably.
Mayhaps.
I just
Wait.
realized this is the wrong voice channel.
Oh, this is the thing. This is the thing.
Back here.
This is the TOS thing.
How
Let's
do you
play it.
track people?
Wait, what? What's the TOS thing?
Oh.
Oh.
Ah. I see.
Oh no. It's making me lag. I'm lagging.
Look at you go! Whee!
Oh my god, I love this.
Do I really want to unmute so I can hear the song and hear everything echo back and
No,
absolute
we done.
agony?
Alright, we done.
Nick, you failed. You're garbage.
One, I'm garbage, but two, I was lagging. Wait, why am I hearing it again? Oh, because I didn't close Osu. It's not closing. There we go. Alright, so yeah, it would appear everything works. I forgot to put out that I'm live on my other social media, so we're gonna tweet that real quick.
It's so fucking weird seeing your voice move, like, your mouth move, like, 20 minutes after you've spoken.
God, right? I'm glad I'm not the only one who's seeing that.
Yeah, no, stream delay is a thing, and it's a thing for no reason.
It's
Stream delay
hilarious.
is whack.
Oh, I need to charge my phone, and I need to keep a tab open for, view botting purposes. So, we gonna do the grand old, let me remember if the button, let's see if I remember the button. This one? Nice.
Disappearance of Cryptshire Pass, huzzah.
There we go. It worked. I'm so excited. I love having hotkeys for scenes. Okay, so I've come back to Sanic dying. Context is always nice, guys.
Sorry, I saw a bit, just a clip of Snufkin saying, all I want to do is fish, and just the way he delivered the line is just, it's really dumb, but hilarious at the same
I
time.
honestly thought today was Sunday.
Did he? No.
Wait, where's
No.
Tyler?
Oh yeah, where's... Oh, that sucks.
Yay! I mean,
A shame.
aw, that sucks.
We're gonna miss Azazel now.
All right, let's see if I can. Oh, I don't have a hotkey to the D&D
No,
tab.
you
That's
can't eat my food. No.
that is
No.
the most
Please give
disappointing thing.
Is it Gino? Please tell Gino I said hi, and give him a pat on the head for me.
Sanic says hi.
All right.
Yes, you.
Don't forget to turn on your cameras so beautiful stream can see your beautiful. Oh wait, I'm covering Pearson's stream. Well,
Wait a minute.
I'm not setting up my phone for that. Sorry.
Do it, you won't.
Broadcast video.
I have never had
you're
my
right, I
face
won't.
on this stream, and I never will have my face on this stream.
That is true.
So
All right,
all you get is
Pierce,
bio, dude.
Pierce, I need you to
Hello. Ah, light. Too
Ooh.
much light.
Yikes. Pierce, I need you to just send me a picture of G real quick so I can just put it there, and then I need a picture of Quaz.
Probably
Curse.
find one.
The worst image you can find. Oh, actually, no. Hold up.
Good luck finding a picture of me.
Oh, hold up, hold up,
Picture of
I
Quaz.
got you.
hold up. I have a
I can just
picture.
draw you right now.
Hold up. Let me go to my DMs with Astros here.
I've got the gender swapped image.
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Oh, send that.
Even worse. No.
DM it.
Ooh, Sanic, I like your haircut.
Thank
Pierce,
you.
please don't.
Hold up.
Let's see, just scrolling up. Keep scrolling up. Oh, I really hope.
Hold up.
Wait, let me just
up.
double check. I'm not. Yeah, okay, I'm in window capture. We're good. There's some stuff in the DMs that you know, probably shouldn't be there, but it. Oh, there's that one too. Oh,
Wonka S? What?
oh,
Wait a second.
oh. Hey, there's a
Hold
baby
up.
picture.
What?
These are my
What?
DMs with
What?
the twitch.tv/Astros here. Don't worry about it.
Oh God, yeah, I read. Quaz, I can't believe I said this, but I read the whole thing you posted.
it hurt.
How
It
hurt?
hurt. It hurt so much. It hurt.
Cause I am a
I
fool,
read the whole
but who
thing
does
and I
not
regretted
quit.
it
Alright.
immediately.
Plan B. If I was smart,
Crap, I don't know how Quaz's hair looks like.
if I was smart, I
bald
would have
now.
just typed Quaz.
What?
Now,
You're saying I'm bald?
Younger than
You
all
are now.
Going bald, Quaz.
Do I really want to put this on? Because I feel like this might be too exposing for Quaz.
Oh,
care, go
interesting.
for it.
Quaz's
Okay.
picture isn't in the DMs. That means it must have been on one of the
Okay.
servers. Oh no.
This is exactly what Quaz looks like. Thank you. I'll be here all day.
Wait, where
Okay.
am
Am
I
I
even
wrong?
looking?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there. Okay, that works. I'm
Quaz, am I
sorry.
wrong though?
Also, Sanic, your
Yes.
camera finally cued in for me, and your hair is iconic.
Thank you.
Where did I message Nagy about Quaz? Why isn't this easy?
Cause you think pictures of me are easily available?
They're not.
I'm telling you, I have
I
one
thought-
right here. It's posted noteworthy of his capturing his likeliness.
That is
Without
true.
hair.
10
Yeah.
out of
Just,
10, Sanic. Like,
Thank
just
you.
find my mom's Facebook. There you go.
Oh, easy. Wait. I'll just do a
Wait.
picture of your house from on Google Maps.
Jesus.
Okay. Don't do that, please.
I won't.
I'd rather you put a
Bobby
picture
ever
of me.
actually figure out exactly where
We figured it
Yeah.
within a 6-house radius. I thought.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
Oh my God.
And by a 6-house radius, I mean within 6 houses.
I bet you narrow it down to like 2.
I think we did, but you didn't confirm or deny,
That's true.
because a lot of it was, I'm really banking on you not having the turtle sand sand pit.
So you're for the non-turtle gang, is what you are.
Yeah, no, because I had a whole. I don't even remember. I gotta go. Wait, I think the VOD's deleted, which is
Quaz
unfortunate.
actually a
Because
part
if
of
the VOD was
uh,
still up,
of
I'd
the
rewatch it
secret,
just because I had a
Quaz
major
turtle gang.
theory. Like I was going super deep into that.
Yeah, guys, Quaz is actually a secret member of the infamous Wisconsin Turtle Gang.
Gang, gang.
One of the turtle boys.
All right. Now here's the thing. Let's
Their
quickly
gang
look
sign is they
through.
made
You know,
turtle
they-
Let's look
handcuffs.
through
Because
stuff.
you are on non-turtle gang, and I think Bobby thinks it's the turtle house. So
I based it off something like I don't remember.
you like made a long chain of tying it all together. I remember that.
Yeah, like it was based on absolutely like random observations,
Yeah.
but
Hold up.
wait, I remember. It was based on how when I told you what noise you make going down the slide. Your Wii was too long.
That's right.
You just
that's
go
right.
wee.
You see, I would believe Sanic lived at that house, but I do not believe Quaz lived down that house based on his Wii. Oh wow,
He's
that
throwing off a
that sounds
No,
really
no,
bad. That
no,
sounds really
okay.
bad. Hold up, TOS.
Nick, your logic is if it works, that'd be really cool. If it doesn't work, though, you just sound like an idiot.
I just assume I sound like an idiot. All right,
Yeah.
hold up. I just gotta look through my character sheet to see what I'm even doing anymore. Are we still level 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we
You're
stay
about
lo-
to level
can we
up.
see-
I've literally been waiting.
Can we
for-
stay level 3 for the rest of the campaign so I don't have to remember how to actually level up?
Nope, you guys are leveling up very promptly because
Oh,
I was
no.
waiting for a session for everybody to be there, but
That's
we're
not
already
happening.
leaving this area shortly, so y'all are just gonna level up.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, group
I
notes.
need to take
All
care of
right.
this.
Not currently.
So
but we
these
will-
are the group notes. They can be
Notes.
edited by anyone.
Please don't read that
So
out
go
loud, Nick.
Please
crazy.
don't. You
These
don't want
are amount for taking
Cause I beg.
campaign
Please. I
notes.
beg.
So
Don't make me
everyone
give you just like one strand of hair. I will do
has
it.
them. But I need y'all. So at least 12 to keep
What
some
language are you
revu out
That's
how
not English.
when
Just accept it as that.
see to the shit posts. Don't fuck with important information. Wow. All right, I'm not even gonna read the rest of this because I'm pretty sure I wasn't here. Let's see. Anything from the last? Nope. All right, cool. Wait. Barry is back, lol. Okay, so this is where I came back.
There we go.
Barry
now
is
this
back.
Is what...
Remember to
warned
get
you,
the golden
Quaz. I
toothpick.
warned you.
Hello
This is what
from
you
the
have to
other
become now.
side.
I warned you. This is your hair now.
Thank
Be proud of yourself.
Ozone. No, okay, that's also TOS. Cool. And
Oh, you missed the fact that you know, never mind.
I think I was here last
I
session.
knew with corn.
No,
What else
you
is there
left
to miss?
before things happened, I think.
No, I was here. I was here the latest. It was me and Quaz left.
Yeah. Wait. No.
No, there was another session after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we missed a
Because we
session.
went and got our-
All right,
Yeah.
all right, all right,
We got
stream
our
nerds.
weapons.
Let's give a
That's
quick
funny.
recap for
Wait, did
stream.
we get our weapons?
I
Not
think
yet.
we did.
Not
no,
yet.
we haven't. No. We
The
haven't.
the last campaign was like the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Essentially,
How did I
what
forget?
ended up happening last session was it was less than 24 hours after it literally picked up right where the session before it had ended.
Which you can check the VOD at YouTube. I don't know the link. Continue.
All of
Just
you
at
had
YouTube.
made your way out of the magic shop, the blacksmithing shop, Phineas's blacksmithing shop that you had been in prior to this, and made your way back to the Mute Harbor Sorcerers Guild, where you were given your housing assignments and a small item that was told by the leader of the Mute Harbor Sorcerer Guild that it would get you access to mounts that you could use for your journeys across to wherever you decided to go. At the end, however, you decided that you would be going to Fincombe to investigate the strange lights in the sky that had been seen drifting about for the past several weeks, ever since the disappearance of Cribshire.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
As you made your way back out and into the streets, specifically, Lazuli had a very, very interesting night as he met up
Interesting.
with the brain is lagging momentarily because I don't actually have my
Ozone.
laptop open. Yeah, as he met up with the owner of the Gilded Basilisk shop, Ozone, his only known fellow Genasi. And they had a relatively interesting night. They met Azone's adoptive sister,
Who is of what
allowed
descent?
them to drink into the night.
And I had a nice conversation with her later.
And at the end of the night, as everybody returned to their assigned dwellings, which turned out to be relatively nice abodes considering the temporary, at least, as you were told, position that you have in the guild as liaisons. And Azone and Lazuli went back to Lazuli's place together to spend the night. The session ended off with everybody getting some nice and very needed comfortable rest in their homes
Except for
before
Lazuli.
the interesting
I mean,
journey
it's extra
ahead of them.
comfortable.
Yeah, no,
Did he get any sleep?
Lazuli rested well after a while.
Hey, side note, just for canon's sake, does Barry know that we get one the mounts and two where we're going, or am I lost again?
No, we figured out where we were going, like
Yeah, with you.
before
You were
we
present.
split. Yeah.
Okay, I just don't remember anything.
You're present and you know of the fact that you are getting mounts. We split up shortly after you all found all of this out.
Okay.
But, so it was kind of assumed that you went to your assigned housing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anyhow, as you all find yourself
Oh,
waking up
Halini.
in the morning, in various states of disarray, Lazuli, you roll over and you see Azone, who is out cold, just snoozing away. He seems nowhere near waking up anytime soon. He's like face down the pillow, not full on drooling, but like just nearly blankets over his head with how snuggled in he is. He has no interest in
God bless
waking.
him.
As you all wake up and begin to head about your days, what would you like to do?
Get breakfast.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna glance at Ozona and just be like, just think to myself, yeah, he'll be fine. And yeah, leave the room.
So, as you all make your way out onto the main street that houses each and every single one of your homes, they are, in fact, as I described, townhouses with two small houses on either side. As you all slowly but surely make your way out, you all leave at approximately the same time, so you end up bumping into each other's outside in the streets. And just from your days of traveling around Newt Harbor prior to this, you do know that there are a couple of taverns and small restaurants, what have you, that sell food. There is the location that you had gone when you first came in, the Cracked Hole, but that's all the way across town. And from walking around, you know that there is the Gentlewoman's Clutch, which is actually the tavern that Azone and Lazuli had spent most of their night within. And as well as just a few small other bakeries. You can smell fresh baked bread coming from some direction nearby. Where would you like to go to consume food?
Is there
I mean,
one
if
near the
Gentlewoman's
blacksmith
Clutch
shop?
does breakfast, I'm going there because I want to say hi to. I gave her a hilarious story last night.
I'm gonna go where the food is.
I want my
Because
two
I've
stick.
already got the water.
I hate.
Alright, I'm
You make your
leaving.
way-
Goodbye.
That's
You, as you all group up together and start making your way back to the Gentlewoman's Clutch, well, back to for Vola and Lazuli for the first time for the rest of the group, who is being led there by Vola and Lazuli. The Mute Harbor is its usual busy self. You can hear a lot of voices, a few people from the marketplace areas calling out whatever wares they may have, the cries of gulls overhead coming from the harbor.
Oh.
And you make your way to the Gentlewoman's... Not quite.
Alright.
You make your way to the Gentlewoman's Clutch, and as you push open the doors, Idressa, Azone's older sister, is again behind the bar, looking a little bit tired, her red hair tied up out of her face. And she actually glances up as all of you come in, and specifically meets eyes with Vola and Lazuli, and gets a bit of a grin and beckons them both over. Hey, welcome back. It's wasn't expecting to see all of you here back this soon. So, how's my little brother?
I'm
He's
not your
out
little
like a light.
brother.
He's out like a light.
And she just kind of grins and shakes her head and goes, "Yeah, just as a warning, he does, have a shop to run, and he's not going to get up anytime soon on his own.
Oh no.
He's
On
the type
Ozone?
to sleep in until like 7. So, yeah, just as a warning, you may leave and still come back, and he will still be in bed sleeping. That's just something.
Should I just leave now then?
I mean, if you want to go wake him up, he'll be fine. I mean, he'll wake up eventually, and I mean, it's his shop, so he can really just open it whenever he wants to. But just as a warning that that's something that you're going to have to deal with.
Alright.
But I assume you are here for food.
That's what I thought it was.
Yes. Hard yes.
And she glances over at you, Barry, as you say this, and she kind of just blinks for a moment in deep confusion and cocks her head to the side, and then she really just starts looking across at all of the party that you have assembled and realizes there is a lizard person, a very, very small fairy, and a genasi, which prior to your existence, she literally only thought that like her brother was the only one that she had really ever met. And,
We are the island of misfit toys.
Yeah.
a very, very large orc woman,
Yeah.
and she
Vola
just kind of
laughs.
stares.
All right,
Vola's
what's the
like,
biggest meal
we're
you got?
an assortment.
Oh, all right, okay. And she immediately just shakes her head, almost like she's snapping herself out of a daze, and walks back into the kitchen area and comes back a little while later with a rather generous spread. There's it's nothing particularly fancy. You can tell that she does have more upscale wares, but just looking at your group and the size of it and how fast she was expected to take the food out, it's really just a lot of relatively fine cured meats, some cheeses, some nice bread that's still very, very warm, and you get the feeling that either she baked it herself or got it from somewhere fresh baked, like
Yum.
very, very recently. There's some salted fish on one side, a relatively nice assortment, and as she places it down in front of all of you, she's just kind of looks around. Drinks for anyone? I'm not assuming alcoholic, considering it's like 9 in the morning, but
Yeah, it's a little early even for me.
waters, juices. I can get you milk.
Yes.
That's not a particular answer. That's just a yes.
Wait.
Which-
Actually, before I order, do we get discounts with the crystal thingies that I
Go.
don't actually know if I own one yet?
Yeah, you do, I think.
Crystals?
Ignore.
Okay.
It's a-
And she just kind of.
It's only for the weapon shop, idiot.
I didn't know we had them until the weapon shop. Excuse me.
She shakes her head and comes back with a few glasses of juice, 1 or 2 of milk, and then just a bunch of waters for the table. And looking across at the admittedly impressive spread that she has now brought out, she just pauses and goes, you know what? Just like we'll say 10 silver.
And it's on Lazuli. Thanks,
Well-
Lazuli.
Yeah.
I'll pay for half of it.
And
Alright.
she flashes a smile at all of you and leaves you to your meal.
Bye,
She's
food
going
lady.
across the bar.
Yeah.
Take care.
What's
Bye.
the gold to silver ratio?
It's 10 silver to 1 gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, Vola's just like, I'm gonna be eating half of it, so I'll pay for it.
Hey, Barry's eating half of it and paying for nothing. Just saying.
I'm eating half and you're eating half. Because
I-
nobody else gets any.
I feel like if okay, that means that the food is either small enough for Barry to eat half, or if it's big enough for Vola to eat half. That means that Barry has to eat like 3 times their weight in food.
Way more than 3
And?
times their
I
weight.
can take over Barry's share.
would explode themselves doing that.
What's wrong with that? I don't see a problem.
You're tiny.
And
You eat too much food, you're going to die.
I just can't fly. That's all I can. My fly height goes from 10 feet to 5 feet. Anyway,
1 sec.
okay.
Well,
Wait, so we haven't gone to the back to the blacksmith shop to get our weapons yet, right?
no, we're doing that today.
Okay, because in the group notes, because I was too lazy to put it in my own notes, I wrote something about a golden toothpick, and I need that back.
I don't even know if you're actually getting.
Yeah, you are.
You never know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
is.
no, because I asked for a weapon and handed him gold coins and said make it out of these.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's true. And he's like, okay, I'll give you a toothpick. The most expensive.
Don't you miss my horridly stupid shenanigans?
It'd be like that.
Wait,
Hold up.
so we lost all the normal. Wait, we didn't have normal. We lost the most normal member of our group, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
In Azazel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's edgy as hell.
He's a
Okay, I'm
tiefling,
sorry, I
but
returned.
he's basically a normal person in this universe comparatively to the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the closest to a sane and normal human. Anyhow, she leaves, wanders down to the other end of the bar, and leaves you to your meal. You notice that Azazel is probably still asleep in his hilariously upscale apartment that a few of you noticed him walking into. And Not is probably also sleeping somewhere. You lost
Wait,
track
wasn't
of
he
him
still
after a while.
arrested?
Terrifying.
No, that was
I'm
after.
so curious as to why in my notes I said, don't ever with Azazel. I don't remember why I put that down.
He sleeps nude.
Oh, right.
Oh, right! That explains a
Oh.
lot.
Yeah, that was something we learned was canon.
That's new.
Oh yeah, I have notes, and I still have blank, which just says what the heck is going on.
Yeah, that's valid. But
Because you know who needs notes especially when you have crap memory.
it's currently
I
entirely
just
up
make
to
it
you
canon.
guys where you would like to go and stuff like
Alright,
that.
I'm
You
gonna
haven't been
eat-
contacted by the guild yet.
When is
gonna
weapon
eat
shop
and then-
ready?
Your weapon should be ready. because
All right,
it
we're
has
going
been
back to the
built.
weapon shop. What's the
I'm
weapon?
gonna eat
Yeah.
and then stop by back by
Wait,
apartment.
what
real
is
quick.
the weapon shop owner's name again?
Phineas Rowe.
Phineas.
Phineas.
What did I
Phineas
call
and
him?
Ferb.
Did I call
Phineas
him
and
Finn?
Ferb.
That's what I said, Sonic.
I wonder what I called him.
What
I
a
don't.
good show.
I didn't write it in my
That's
notes.
such a good show.
I guess I'll call him Finn.
But,
Yeah, you said you called Finn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure you did
Yeah.
call it Finn.
Gee,
I just
literally-
stored the names.
I'm running back to my house.
Apartment.
Whatever. Yes, my place of where I slept last night.
Your condo.
Alright, so you just shovel some food into your mouth and immediately run out the door, and as you're on your way out, Adressa just kind of cracks you a grin and gives you a salute on your way out the door. And you successfully make your way back to your small little house with very little affair or anything really stopping you. And you make your way back in, and once you find your bedroom, find your way back into your little bedroom area, Zone is still clocked.
Oh, bless him.
Roll for
Sleepy
initiative.
boy.
You won't.
Alright. What'd you say, Nick?
Roll for initiative. You won't.
Just stab him in the back of the head.
Wake up, bitch.
Roll for this. No, okay. I'm just gonna slowly approach the bed and just shake his shoulder a little.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand. No.
As you shake his shoulder, you just hear this like super groggy, half asleep, just grumbled into the pillows, and after a moment, one of his arms just shoots out, grabs another pillow, and throws it over his head. And you just hear a very faint,
I'm
Oh,
gonna shake him. I'm gonna shake him more.
the groan just kind of increases in volume until finally he just goes, I'm awake, okay? I'm awake. Just, why? Why did I drink? Why did I drink? Why? Why do I do this to myself? And, he sits up a little bit.
Do you need anything?
He rolls over, sits up a little bit, and makes eye contact with you. And he seems almost a little bit surprised at first, and then realization and remembrance dawns in his eyes. And he just kind of gets this grin across his face, and he's like, well, what I can get is a tall glass of water, I just see.
water, you say?
He's got some water for you, right?
Oh God.
Round
And,
two.
he just kind of grins.
Nobody's gonna be minding that store today. Watch.
Yeah, sure. I'll go get it for you.
Thank you, love.
Water.
But, really, thank you for putting up with me last night, and, it was fun.
Couldn't agree more.
What time is it? Shit, I forgot about the shop. Oh, what time is it?
It's
Well, Miss GM lady, what time is it?
9-ish in the morning, around 9. It's relatively early.
pretty early. Like, not 9 about.
Thank God they probably haven't torn up the shop at this point. Okay, I don't want to run. I don't want you to think that I'm just fleeing or anything. Like, really.
Why
But
are you...
I need to go.
Yeah, that just go.
Thank you. And he starts, like, throwing on... He's, like, looking around for a while until he finally finds, like, his clothes. And he flings those on, but, like, the button-up shirt that he has is, like, the buttons are not correct, and, like, his robe that he usually wears over it is, like, half hanging off of one shoulder. But by the time that you could probably tell him, hey, wait, he's just gone. Like, and it's so blatant, like, the stereotypical sex hair is just strong with this one.
Top
And he's
10
already
video.
just across town to deal with the consequences of that.
Top 10 anime
Alright.
betrayals.
Please.
Alright, I'm going to the weapon shop then.
Yeah, I'm heading there too.
We should go to Ozone's shop.
Well, you were told to go to Ozone's shop to get your mount, so you do
Oh, I
know
thought
that
we
you
were
have to
gonna
do
do
that at
that.
some point.
Yeah, well,
We're
we'll do
gonna
that
have to
later.
at some
Let him solve his sex hair first.
So,
please.
No, you're
meeting
not.
back up with Lazuli, you make your way back out into the main central purchasing and shopping area of the town. And you make your way back over to the Forge and Fam.
Oh.
And making your way in the doors, you again hear the typical clanging and clashing noises of a blacksmith at work that you heard the last time you were here. And yet again, initially, Phineas is nowhere to be seen, but after a moment or
Ayo,
two, you hear
Finn!
from the back of the shop. I'll be right with you. Okay. And he makes his way out, and he smiles out at all the group. It's like,
Wow, he's happy
You,
to see us.
definitely prompt. Said that it would be about a day, and you are here immediately the next day. I can respect that.
And I can respect you, buddy.
Alright, so give me a moment.
A
And
Mormon?
he
Okay.
makes his way. He makes his way into the back room area and comes out with a long and relatively large piece of rolled up leather, which he comes out and lays out onto one of the tables that he typically seemingly uses for hammering out pieces of metal for various projects. And he just unrolls it, and laying on the inside are all of your weapons.
Yay!
He
Finally.
actually looks around at all of you and just kind of, he cocks his head to the side for a moment and just, where's the, other tiefling?
I think
He's napping.
They're dead.
He's not dead. He's just
Mullen
asleep
just
like the
busts
dead.
out laughing at that comment.
He's not dead. He's asleep dead. He's probably
Yeah, that
hibernating
one.
right now.
That one.
Dead to the world.
You know, that's honestly fair. If I could be doing that, I would be too. So, anyhow, and he first picks up the war picks and flips them over in his hands a few times, hands them over, and goes, these are 2 of the finest war picks that I have ever made, if I do say so myself. And he extends them out to you for you to take and try them out if you would wish. There is a as you look around the shop and he points you in the direction, you actually notice that there are a few what seems to be like sandbag dummies in one corner of the shop for testing out various weapons.
Vola's gonna take them, kind of heft them a small bit, kind of walk over to one and give each.
As you heft this up in your hands, the weight of them is impressive. They're very, very well balanced, and as you give them a couple of test swings, they feel high quality. It's almost like the balance on the upper pick part makes it so that there's no real effort that has to go into your arm to rebalance them when you come down from a swing like with a normal war pick.
Ooh,
And,
that means I can just swing down and then yeet it back up with a reverse bash. Fun.
That is the exact thing that you can do. It gives you, as a bonus action, you can swing upwards after an initial hit.
Nice.
Then he pulls out Slicey and Dicey.
Yay! My sweet boys are
I
back!
need to name my war picks.
And he just kind of flips them over a second and goes, you only asked for these to be sharpened, which
Yes,
I
please.
did. And he hands them over, and they are now for, I need you to roll 2 d20s.
D20s. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Let's see. Where are the dice? Where are the dice? Where did the dice go? There it is. D20s, right? 2 of them?
Mhm.
Ooh, they got an upgrade. Mayhaps.
So that will last. It is now a +1 sickle, so you get +1 to attack rolls made with these, and +1 to damage made with these.
Yay!
For 23 in-game days,
Okay.
which I will keep track
Crap.
for you.
I
don't
made a
worry.
mistake. I don't know how to add that in.
I will keep track of those for you, but for 23 in-game days, you now have a +1 pick.
My
Or,
war picks have been named Bash and Smash.
And next, he reaches down and he looks confused as he's doing this. But
Pick.
he picks up something that almost just looks like a weird dagger, but it's like smaller than the average dagger, and it's entirely made out of gold. With a small strap
Yes.
of leather wrapped around the bottom edge, and it's a nice looking tiny sword. Like, it's obviously high quality craftsmanship because of just the design of the hilt and the pommel. Like, it's a nice looking sword, but at the same time, it's
Tiny.
for someone of Barry's size. And he hands it over with a look of obvious slight confusion, and he just kind of goes, so gold alone is a little soft, so this is more of a gold alloy of sorts, with gold plating
All
on
right,
the
enough,
outside.
enough,
So you
enough of
have
your
the,
science talk, Finn. You outdid yourself. Here, treat yourself, and I give him a Wait, what type of money do I have? Hold up before I say anything. I give him a gold coin.
Why, thank you. And he pockets it with a slightly confused, strained smile.
Oh, I gotta write
That's
stats for this
a
garbage.
+1 golden mini short sword. It has the same stats as your average short sword.
Okay.
And he then looks at the daggers that he had created, stares at them for a moment, and then rolls them back up into the leather and goes, well, if that'll be all, I hope you enjoy the weaponry. I certainly put a lot of time into this.
Thanks, Finn. I'll be sure to come and buy, not food. What do you sell? Weapons again.
Food, yes.
Mm.
I could use some more food.
Thank you for your patronage. And
Alright.
he just kind of smiles and visibly looks like he doesn't want to say leave, but he's trying to say
All right,
leave.
let's go
Yeah,
back to
I'm-
the
I'm
drunken
gonna
lady
head out
again. That was a fun place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What's it actually called before I continue calling it the drunken lady?
Like,
Clutches?
the gentlewoman's clutch.
All right, cool. It's the drunken lady.
It's a drunken lady. Doesn't want to call it drunken lady, calls it anyway.
There's
Wait,
a
what is it?
small
Gentle-
sign on the outside.
Equals
Hmm?
gentle woman's crutch.
Clutch.
Clutch.
Crutch.
There is a.
Crunk.
You've noticed it a few times before as you're making your way in and out of the location, but on the outside there is a small painted mural on the outside wall of a rather refined looking, what seems to be a noble woman of some sort in a very nice looking dress, holding what seems to be a very small purse, aka the namesake of the gentlewoman's clutch.
Oh. Can I touch it?
Oh, whoops.
I want to touch it.
Ain't that dude? I
Reach up and touch it, and it's just a particularly nice mural. It looks like actually part of it was carved into the wall a little bit or just they added something onto the wall to make it, because there's like a very raised surface on certain portions, and like the clutch that she is holding is raised and separate from the rest of her attire. The dress, the waves and ruffles at the bottom of the dress are raised slightly off of surprisingly ornate for something on the outside of a bar.
Pretty. Wait, wouldn't it get stolen?
It's like built into the wall.
Yeah, it's built in.
Oh, okay.
Let's steal
And
it.
also, this is like the very fancy, rich portion of town that is heavily guarded.
So nobody could. So even if they wanted to steal it, they couldn't.
It would be extremely difficult to steal something from this sector of the city. It's
You realize Tyler's gonna take that as a challenge.
Oh yeah.
oh,
he will.
inevitably yes, but
When he wakes up, he will.
If he wakes up. Bum 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 bum.
And as you make your way back in, Dressa behind the bar looks a little confused that you're back.
All right, we're here for breakfast.
We just ate, you idiot.
Thank you. I momentarily
really-
thought that I was hallucinating.
Wait, we need to go to. Oh.
I don't know why y'all followed me. I was just getting out of Phineas's way. So someone please steer this campaign in the right direction.
Kind of dragged you out.
Okay.
Okay, bye again.
Bye,
I gotta stick
bye,
my
food
head back
lady.
in. Sorry about
I
that.
still don't know your name.
Round.
It is Idrissa. I will do some nice clarification. That's her name.
Bye, Adressa. And we just like
Zone's
leave.
adoptive sister.
Bye,
My
well
story's not
dressed.
today.
And you make your way back out into the square.
Alright, so I think we have to go get our mounts now.
Oh yeah, so we go back to Azone's place.
I call the cat. I
Zone's
call any
probably
cats they
should be set
have.
up by now.
You make your way. It's literally just across the street from Idressa's small little tavern of the Gentlewoman's Clutch. And you make your way to the literal golden facade of the Gilded Basilisk and make your way inside. And immediately you see a slightly dozing Azone with his arms crossed, and he's standing, but his arms are crossed on the counter in front of him, and his face is just buried in it, and it's very obvious that he's, like, dozing while standing up. And you hear the usual confusing, still unknown origins crashing and strange banging sounds coming from the back of the room, and he glances up at the sound of the faint bell from above the door that isn't actually visibly there, and he just kind of squints up over his shoulder and goes, "Shut up, you two!"
No, I refuse.
As soon as you speak, his head just snaps in your direction, and this vivid blush spreads across his cheeks. He just looks so flustered, and he's just like, "This is so unprofessional. I am so sorry. Hi, what can I do for you?" And he looks at you, Lazuli, and gets like this even brighter blush, and just kind of glances down pointedly at the counter.
I want breakfast, but we're here for
We
something.
ate already, you idiot.
To be fair, second breakfast is always good.
Listen, we're here for mounts.
Oh, that's the
alright?
one we're here for, not breakfast.
Yeah, because apparently you didn't mount already. What? Am I wrong?
I'm out. Goodbye.
Damn it, Sam. Beat me to the punch.
Wow.
Now the question is, was that said in character?
Was it said in character? Please tell
That
me.
was in character. Yeah.
Vola could say it in character because she
Yeah.
actually knows.
Oh, that's true. It sure as I can. Fair. You know what? That's what Vola said.
We'll say that Vola said that in character.
Yeah.
As soon as those words are spoken, Azone looks like he wants the ground to swallow him. He just is staring at the counter like the secrets for life are within it. And you see him actually for a moment just glance at the wall of spell scrolls like he's looking for an escape. And he is willing to
Where's the
whatever
gate spell? Where's the
I
gate spell?
am sorry about that.
It's quite all right. Don't worry. I've heard worse. And he kind of shakes himself a little bit and goes, "So, Mount. Are you still going through the Sorcerer's Guild?"
Yes. I pull out the thingamajiggy.
See? I told you we get discounts.
No, it's not the. This is a different thing.
Oh,
Ooh, what kind of thing?
who knows?
This isn't a discount item. This is it would be better for me to just show you. And he walks over to still behind the counter, but to one of the nearby walls behind the counter, and actually goes into the small door that you've seen him walk in and out of a few times. And there's again a little bit of clamoring that comes from back there, and you just hear his muffled voice just saying something in a slightly irate but fond voice. And finally, after a while, he comes back out with a small satchel, like a little just bag of something. And he unties the twine around the that's holding the bag closed looks around at all of you and seems to almost be like counting to make sure he has enough. He goes, wasn't there more of you?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
asleep.
Heavier sleeper than you.
I doubt that. However, I'll need one of you to bring this to him and explain this. But, and from the inside of this now unwrapped satchel sits a handful of just enough for each of you, plus one extra, of what seems to be small porcelain figurines.
Ooh.
They are only about the size of maybe a baseball. They're very, very small, but incredibly
big.
ornate porcelain figurines of what looks to be some sort of reptilian creature, almost a dragon of sorts, but
Hey, it's you.
they don't have
What?
their back legs. It's only the front legs, their wings, and the typical serpentine form that you'd imagine a dragon.
Wyverns.
Actually, it is an amphitheater.
A what?
It is a variety of drake, but, well, again, I think this would just be something that would be better shown than explained. And he picks up the extra one. And he goes, this is actually my personal amphitheater. And he walks around the counter to a bit of open space between all of the shelves and etc. And he holds it in his hand, and he speaks a word in a language that... Which of you know... Does any of you know Primordial? I assume that Barry would. Or, sorry, Lazuli would.
Let me check. Yes, I do know it.
God damn.
And, with you recognizing, though the dialect is different, you still do recognize the primordial spoken, and he simply says the word, Cumulus, arrive, and shatters the porcelain figurine across the ground. And there is a tumbling of what looks like just the dust settling from this porcelain figurine being shattered, and then a wind that's unnatural and only centered on the area where this dragon shattered, that spins around and picks up all of the shattered bits of dust and etc. And the wind gets so intense that you almost have to look away for a moment, and by the time you look back, instead of a small shattered porcelain figurine, there is instead a very large, about horse-sized dragon.
Ooh,
The
that
same
was cool.
type of dragon that previously was making up the small little figurine that he had been holding, and the scales on it are the same color of the porcelain, the whitish color with little bits of decorative blue scattered throughout along the edges of the wings. And there is a saddle on the back just after the wings, or before the wings, and a small, what looks to be the thing that goes into horses' mouths that I'm forgetting the name. The reins.
Bridle?
Yes, the bridle and reins that are over its mouth
Hey,
and nose.
Real quick, Pierce and G,
Mhm.
after you're done this, you want to try and do the raid boss?
Sure.
Sure.
Aaron,
Alright.
because you are here, I must ask you. You should check out a great stream at twitch.tv/TrueMumu. Thank you and goodbye.
I'll viewbot you.
Thank you.
I still don't know what this viewbot is.
It's just watching
What?
without actually watching.
Oh. Wait, so it's not like an actual bot for
No,
this?
I'm not
No.
viewbotting.
No, no,
That would be
so-
bad, and also I would
That's
have a
against
lot more than
TOS.
5 viewers if I was viewbotting.
No, it's
Very-
basically I just have his stream running in an alternate tab, and I'm not actually looking at it.
I'll try not to be too loud.
Okay.
Well, see you guys. Keep
See ya.
doing what you're
Hi,
doing.
Aaron.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye, Aaron. I hope you find your dad. Okay. So
But
we just throw the thing.
The saddle and reins are made up of this braided golden material that you can't quite actually tell what it is, but it's this very, very ornate braided gold that trims the edge of the saddle and makes up the reins itself. And as soon as the dust settles and this large creature comes into existence, seemingly, it looks at Azone, bows its head, and just stares in silence.
So you
And
break the figure.
Azone glances over and goes, "Well, it's not quite that simple. This is my personal amphitheater. His name is Cumulus, and
Wait. So
the
it's
thing-
literally
Of course,
just...
its name is Cumulus for the air Tanasi.
so you just say the name and arrive?
Well, I forgot that you'd be able to understand that. Essentially, you have to designate your mount a name, tell it to come to you in some way, shape, or form, and when it first arrives for the first time, it's not going to be this docile and obedient. You have to put in time to
Alright.
bond with this creature so that it will obey your commands. Typically takes a few hours of
Alright, let's do it.
patience.
Hours?
Give me a thing.
Well,
I'll
it's
be
not
right
exactly
back. One second.
simple. This is an entire creature. This isn't. It's a magical construct, of course, but it's similar to a familiar. It is. It's its own spirit. It has its own will and wants, but it is choosing to become bound to us. You have to
Hey,
prove
quick
to
question.
it that it is worthy.
Quick question.
Yes?
My airman. Do these count as animals?
Not quite.
Or rather beasts? Yeah.
No, they're
Here's
similar
the D&D
to.
chat.
Yeah, I hate it, and I'm pretending it's not there temporarily. But
I didn't want to say it because I don't want it to be canon
these
that I said it, but
That is upsetting. I wish they were beasts. That'd make my life easier.
but
I want to be Jared 19.
he sticks a hand out, and Cumulus just kind of gently places his nose into his open palm, and he gives him a few scratches on the nose and goes, in a similar form to a familiar, these, while looking like a true creature that does in fact exist, they are spirits that are choosing to bind themselves to a particular object. In this case, they have chosen to be bound to the figurines that you currently see before you. Because of the fact that they have bound their spiritual bodies to a physical form, there are some drawbacks. These mounts can't exist indefinitely. After a certain duration of time, they will shatter and return back to their prior form, which can become complicated considering if you are not careful and keeping an eye on the time, this could happen while you are in the air. They do not quite care. And if you
Suckers.
do not prove yourself worthy of riding these beasts, again, they will shatter and refuse to be ridden. They
Wait.
can only be ridden by their chosen master.
Isn't this the plot to Avatar?
Wait a minute.
Sorry, continue.
Not quite. But
Inspiration was taken.
yeah.
after a moment, he extends a hand out over Cumulus, and again in a Oran dialect of Primordial says, Cumulus, your work here is done. And there is a shattering sound. And as you watch, these visible cracks begin to form along the body of this large dragon-like creature. and it bows its head down as the cracks finally carry to be high enough that it's over the face. And there is a loud shattering sound, and as a large puff of what seems to be porcelain dust, and as the dust settles, sitting in the center of this pile of dust is the small porcelain figurine again. And he picks it up and places it carefully back onto the table in front of him and goes, "Another thing is that summoning them in this way exhausts them a bit. They can only be summoned in this form for how many hours did I say it was? I'm an idiot and don't have this immediately accessible.
It'd be like that.
They can only be summoned for X amount of time that I will tell you when. And it will remain a mount for 8 hours. At about 10 hours, it will begin. After those 8 hours have passed, it will start disobeying the rider and flying in random directions, trying to land without being told to land. And if it is still ridden at the 10-hour point, it will just shatter.
Oh my.
Even if it is in the air, even if it is being ridden, it will shatter, revert back to being a figurine. And after it has been summoned and shattered, it requires 24 hours, a full day, before it can be summoned again.
Question: if we fix it through magic, does it work?
No, it means
it fixes itself automatically. Like when it shatters and returns back to being a figurine, you saw that like on the dust on the ground before he picked it up and put it back on the table. The figurine is back on the ground.
Okay.
They just revert back to being a figurine, and it takes 24 hours for the magic to build up again so that they can be. And he just kind of, and if they take enough damage, they also will be shattered and returned back to their porcelain form. But he looks around at all of you and walks back to the little piece on the counter that he has all of these little figurines laid out on. And looking at them now, you notice that there's actually very, very small differences between each of them. They're not identical, whether it be a slight change in pose or whether it be the pattern of the blue speckled across the white of the porcelain is in a slightly different pattern. Ooh. Each of them are different in very minute ways. And he spreads his hands out above each of them and goes, "It's best if you choose whichever one seems to be calling to you the most. So each of you take whichever one."
If I may ask, can we get a real dragon instead? That sounds easier to tame. That sounds a lot easier to tame, just saying.
Dragons don't like me that much. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, but I have animal friendship.
You can try to find a dragon. If you find a dragon sometime during, I would love to see you try to tame it.
All right, sounds good.
Oh
Let's
my God.
give me one of these fake ones.
I take a moment and walk out. Man, I really see him try it.
Oh, so do I.
I'll keep you updated.
Wait, so what's the name? Wait, so how do you spell the names of the mounts?
They are the item. Why is my caps lock on?
It'd be like that. Sometimes just gotta scream.
And if you look them up, you can literally see the exact description of the thing that I described.
I don't know.
Sort of like a dragon, but it just doesn't have the normal amount of.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about because the board game I used to play about dragons. This was one of the types.
It's like not a normal amount of leggy.
Yep. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But yes, each of you now possesses a porcelain amphitheater. I can give you a card for them, or like a faux spell card for them in the DnD chat later when I find out how to make custom spell cards, because the website that I used to use for those are broken. Well, item cards.
Alright.
I'm naming mine Sutha.
But
So,
yes,
so-
as
What's a
you each
good
pick them up,
name?
he just kind of
Hmm.
it as again. All you have to do is give the creature a name. Come up with whatever variety of "come here" sounds best to you. And just as a warning, I would recommend either doing this in the comforts of your own home or going to the Sorcerer's Guild, because when they initially come in, they don't want to be there at first.
wait, so how do you give them a name? Do you just say your name is this and then go, or just say
Yeah,
things?
just before you shatter it on the ground, you just come up with a name. It won't shatter if the procedure is not followed correctly. The figurine simply won't shatter. And also, if you try to shatter it during its period of rest between summonings, it also just won't shatter. It will just bounce off the ground, and you will feel stupid.
My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards. I summon Big
I-
Berry and I throw it on the ground. I'm already. We're starting this now.
Not here. Can I stop him from doing that right now?
We might need to do that.
Okay, roll. We'll consider this a grapple check to grab Barry's hand before it can be shattered across the ground.
I'm gonna rage as I do this just quickly.
I feel like then we have to
Oh
roll
my-
for initiative, right? If you try to rage.
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh
Oh my god.
Wait, but why do you get to rage here?
You can rage out of combat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, the moment I see you do this, I'm just like, I've had enough of this, and I just kind of grab you.
You can
Wait.
try to roll
Wait.
against a nat 20, well a 23. But
Wait. Side note, side thought, right? Oh, thanks.
it's either
Thanks for the
athletics and or acrobatics.
Pause. But
Oh yeah, sorry.
I
this
would
is
argue
fine.
if he
I rolled-
nat
I
20
just
is
rolled
on a
Literally,
strength
I hate
check, if he nat 20 is on a strength check, right? Does that mean when he grabs my hand, he shatters the thing in his hand and it summons on him?
No, because
Big
I
brain.
didn't name it.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Yeah,
He's
I was
dropping his
trying.
name.
Okay.
Just FYI, that's a 25, not a 23, because I rolled strength
Ah.
instead of-
Oh, well.
You can try to roll against it if you truly want to, either just a strength check or an acrobatics check to try to dodge.
All right, give me a sec.
You are welcome to
I'm
try.
wasting my luck on Barry's antics.
Just like, cease.
Oh my god!
Is that allowed?
Well, make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, I'm gonna, while this is
I'll say with advantage because you technically are kind of trying to grab him already, so.
while this is happening, I am going to just...
What's your spell save DC?
12.
Barry?
Meets it, beats it.
Yep, so it saves. You are. Vola, you feel this strange sensation come over you, and for a brief instant, you almost feel like you like Barry, and then it just disappears.
While this is
Hey,
happening,
remember that time I liked you? Good, because never happened.
while this is happening, I am going to go to Ozone and just say, listen, these people are idiots.
I'm just.
Hey, I heard that.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that feeling.
I just kind of looked to his zone and I'm like, I'm really sorry for this. And like, while I'm doing it, my entire arm is just flexing, keeping him closed.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm used to stuff like this, but can you just not do it inside of my shop where all of the very, very
Okay.
magical items that
That's
could probably
fair.
cause
All right.
intense amounts of damage?
All right. Well, I promise I won't do it in the shop. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't
You
trust
still
you
do it in the
until we
stop.
leave.
I'm not doing it in the shop. Let's go. Take me outside.
You can say as much as you'd like, just
Take
not
me
while
outside.
doing this.
I
Take-
nod to his zone.
take
Thank
me
you. Have a
outside.
nice day. And I chuck him outside.
All right. My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards. I summon Big Berry. Okay, I'm doing it outside. Continue with whatever y'all doing. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna head back to my house and clear out some space and do it in a nice, quiet area.
as I'm
Barry,
leaving.
are you doing this immediately outside?
Yes, I promised I wouldn't do it in the shop. That's all I
Well,
You know
promised.
the
say that.
consequences of that in the moment. What are everybody else?
I'm heading back to my house.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to.
Do it in-
I'm literally just straight up sitting down and starting to think up names right off the bat. So far, I've got,
Shannon,
let's see.
do you want to join me and we can take turns trying to tame us?
Hell yeah!
All right.
Because I need a name first for my thing.
Lazuli, what are you doing?
Just Rosa to come back with me and we can have fun
Yeah.
taming our dragons.
Lazuli, what are you doing?
As I'm leaving, I turn to Zone and do like the call me thing.
Ah!
Wait, which call me
Eh.
thing?
Oh,
like,
you know
where
the call
you-
me thing.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah.
I'm looking on stream, but there's delay.
Yeah, I did the wrong thing for a sec too.
Proud of you, buddy.
I forgot which finger.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go home and do the dragon dance.
Okay, so as all of you make your way outside to go to your general directions, you are met with Barry, who is immediately outside of the door, who shatters this porcelain figurine across the ground, and you are barely 2 steps out the door when, just as before, a very large dragon creature spouts out, only this time, instead of docilely ducking its head down to its new master, it takes one look at the tiny, tiny creature that just summoned it into existence, hisses like an angered rattlesnake,
Oh my
bats its
god.
wings a few times, and starts trying to take off into the air to fly away.
Ah, see, told you!
I'm
Dragons don't like me, us!
I'm just walking out. I'm just walking away.
You're attacking
no.
it?
I'm pulling it
Oh.
closer.
Don't hurt him!
You're an idiot.
Note, I forgot to write this down. Where is the stats that I had for these creatures? Because
Oh no.
this
God.
is a part. This is an actual class of creatures that exists in D&D prior. I
Okay.
just made a custom version of them.
I'm also just assuming that again, I can't use animal friendship on it. Just checking beforehand.
No, it is technically a fey creature.
Wait,
Yeah,
does that mean I can talk to it?
mayhaps.
Oh my
I mean, you
God.
can automatically. The thing with these creatures is that you can automatically. They understand one language of your choice. They just do it automatically because
I'm a fey
it's almost like a
creature.
familiar. It's almost like a familiar or a summoned, like a find steed spell. They just automatically know.
All right, actually, I'm gonna
And,
take my
they
javelin
have
and yell fetch
An
and throw it.
AC of 12,
Okay,
and
that's not that bad.
what was it that I had?
How
They
much health
have
do they have?
30 hit points.
30 hit points.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna check-
If I kill it,
can,
would
I'm
I
gonna
tame
check
it?
my-
Just
my
saying.
water map.
Okay, thanks.
That's my new goal.
This is at
Wait.
least giving us advice on what not to do.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Wait, there's a feat for that.
Why don't I just do this?
Well,
combat.
it's not quite an animal.
Oh, goddamn. All right. Calm
This is like
down,
a separate-
large dragon.
Um,
I yell at it in Sylvan.
it glances back like it understood what you're saying, but it doesn't listen.
All right, I'm
because
switching.
It has no reason to.
I'm switching to draconic. First of all, just in my speech, just it's an important note. Listen up, buddy. You are my fake ass dragon. We're all friends here. And is this like a thing I persuade him or
Yeah, make a persuasion check. With disadvantage because this thing's angry.
Oh.
Like it does not like the fact that it was just summoned from.
All right, so it's a 10.
You are yelling this in Draconic, and it's obvious that it recognizes the language in some way. But again, this thing at this point is just ignoring you,
Do you
and
want me
has
to
now
talk to
perched on top of Azone's magic shop.
them?
Hey, I
So
did
there is this very, very large dragon perched on top of a magic shop, in the middle of the rich district of town, and at this point, guards are starting to run.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
just
the guards
leaving.
can help.
I'm gone.
I-
I'm
okay.
gone, by the way.
Whatever I do to tame this thing, it's not gonna be that.
I
Alright.
kind of just nod at. I kind of like nod at Leslie, and I'm like, let's get out. of here.
Just making sure. When a
You know what,
spell
I'm gonna go
says
with
the
you.
ground, that doesn't mean I can use the roof, right?
I'm going with Vola at this point. Like, I don't want to figure out where I live at this point. I'm going with
You
Vola.
see, we will all go to the same place, and we'll take turns doing it, and we'll learn from each other.
Yeah.
Alright. You know
I
what?
mean, that's what I
You know
thought
what?
we were doing.
So
You know
you
what?
start making your way into the distance. You, Barry, are currently dealing with the fact that there is a giant dragon on the roof of Azone's magic shop, and a bunch of guards who are now rushing towards the situation with crossbows drawn. People around you are beginning to scream and panic at the fact that, again, there is now a giant-ass dragon on the roof of a giant, like, just on the roof of the magic shop. And, yeah, your dragon is entirely ignoring and is hissing at anybody who comes near.
I rolled my solution.
Scout. What a guy.
Let's see
What?
how this goes.
Oh boy.
Let's do a nice little
How?
GM roll.
A
What are the
GM.
stats for you? Where are
He's
your
tiny, so I mean, he probably has a good shot at it. since everyone-
That is true.
Yeah, but I'm also just looking at, like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
creature's perception. 'Cause these things do have stats. Like, I literally
Oh,
have
yeah.
an item card for these things. It's just the website that I was using to make the item card doesn't want to work with me.
Nice.
It'd be like that too.
So, where are your stats? Where are your stats? Where are your stats? Where are your stats? I'm begging
Just
you.
letting y'all know, I think I made a big boo-boo.
Yes.
Perhaps.
And more importantly than a big boo-boo, I apologize because now we have to sit through this while y'all are waiting your turn to tame this dragon.
Okay, so that's what it was. Do.
Wait, they only have 30 hit points?
That's a
Yeah.
decent amount.
I should be fighting this. What am I doing?
No, that's a really bad idea.
Flex, flex. Ah, I'm a druid.
Flex at what cost?
So that's... Oddly enough, you successfully... The dragon doesn't seem to notice whatever you're doing, because it's busy. At this point, the guards with crossbows have begun aiming the crossbows directly at it, and it's, like, hissing and flaring its wings up to try to make it look bigger, so it's not paying attention to you. Like,
Wait, I wonder if I can go back and talk to Ozone and ask if what happens when I get a defective one.
Oh my god, no.
Do
Don't
you
do
accept
this, man.
returns? Anyway, I don't really know what to do from here. I was just gonna see if it flew off on its own.
no, it seems to be not trying to run away particularly, but it's more... It's almost like... Roll a perception check.
Oh my.
Nice.
So from the behavior that it's exhibiting and what it's doing and where it's perched, it almost seems to be that the only place that it recognizes currently is Azone's shop, because it spent all of its time in its innate state there. So it's protecting it almost like that's where its hoard should be.
Okay. So,
As you do. As a.
I think I
Like,
should have
it
done
thinks
this.
of this as its den. It
I think-
doesn't know anything else. It came into existence just a couple minutes ago.
Alright, I think just using my brain here, I should roll for initiative and fight it.
Oh my god.
If that's your choice, go ahead.
Wait, what is he doing?
He's
Rolling
He's gonna
initiative.
fight his dragon.
Oh my god.
Like an absolute genius he is.
Hey,
This is amazing.
proud
didn't
of you,
y'all
buddy.
didn't y'all miss me?
I did. This is great.
Let's see, what was that? Okay, so it does that. We're doing that.
Are the guards going to? My god.
So you go first. This dragon is on top of the. There are a bunch of guards with crossbows nearby.
How far is this
Shouting.
dragon from me?
If you If you cause
Uh,
damage to the shop by murdering you.
It's on top of the roof of the shop, and you are very small, so the distance seems larger than it would be to an average person, but in reality, it's only about 10-15 feet up.
10, 15 feet
It's
up?
not a tall shop.
Oh, this is easy.
If you mess up the shop, I'm murdering you.
Alright, so how far, like, in movement am I?
You are literally right outside the doors of the shop, like directly in front of them, because you shattered it on the ground directly outside of the shop.
Okay, I'm just more asking for attack range and movement range.
Yeah, you are literally, like, if we were doing this with your typical map with squares, you are the square in front of the doors. Like, you are at the doors. You are, like, 5 feet away at most.
Okay, let me just quickly remind myself of something. Okay, cool. So, I'd like to fly up onto the roof, use a bonus action to wild shape into a brown bear,
Okay.
and then let me quickly pull up brown bear stats.
This is making things so much
This
worse.
is it though? Is it really making things worse?
It's good stream content. He has 7 viewers.
Exactly.
listen to
Everyone's
me
hooked.
now.
It's great.
Alright, and so yeah. I then bite and claw this dragon.
Roll for attacks.
Alright, first the bite.
Actually, I was wrong. The AC is 13 on these. Just as a note.
That one's missing.
Yeah.
Rolling.
You try to bite at this dragon, and it just hisses at you and pulls its like body away in such a way that it just dodges the attack.
Okay,
entirely.
so the claws are gonna hit because it's plus
Second
5.
one
It's
also
plus 5 to hit on these
Oh,
attacks.
Okay.
So that hits, right?
Yes. In
Alright.
that case, then yes. That
2d6
attack.
plus 4. So that plus 4, 9 damage.
Oh my.
Actually, wait, no, that's only a 12. They have an AC of 13. I corrected myself, like, right as this battle started.
Ah, okay. Right.
Hmm.
Well, that's awkward. Anyway.
So, you try to attack this thing, and, it's a dragon, and,
I'm a bear.
you're a bear trying to swipe at a dragon, and it just keeps moving its weird snake body out of the way, and just seems to be getting angry at the fact that you're doing this.
You are my dragon, god damn it.
Like, it just seems mad at this point. Like, it went from looking affronted and just kind of like you had insulted it by doing this to now it looks mad. It doesn't like the fact that you have now just attacked it straight up.
Wait. But what if I tame it as a bear? Do I have to... Oh, never mind. I'm just thinking logistically. Continue with the battle, please.
So now it is onto the dragon's turn. And, the dragon is going to immediately snap its jaws at you.
Oh no.
Doot. I need
And this is
to-
how Barry died.
I wasn't expecting to have to, like, do battle as this thing immediately after, like, introducing them. So here we go, I guess.
Well, you see, my big brain couldn't figure out how to tame it normally, so...
Okay, so that probably doesn't hit. But it also, it's only an 8, but it does a second attack with its tail.
Okay.
Which,
That hits.
I'm assuming that one hit.
yeah,
I don't know,
better.
it's pretty close.
So, that one, the second strike with the tail, does 7 damage, as after missing you with this initial bite, this thing's long serpentine tail swings around and almost like a whip just slashes you across the...
Hey, that hurt. That hurt my feelings.
Now, one of the guards, now seeing a literal bear fight a literal dragon, is going to take aim with his crossbow
Can at
And,
least one of them be peeing their pants though? Like, this is pretty epic.
They look terrified, but also they're trained military professionals. So we're going to do this.
God.
On evens, if this attack hits, it hits the dragon. On odds, it hits you. So it's gonna aim at the dragon.
Nice.
And this guard here is
Yo, you better hit.
doesn't
man.
hit.
God damn, you suck.
So the guard fires off this shot, but you can tell that they're very visibly just distressed about this whole situation because what the fuck is happening? So
They're guards in a magic city. They should be ready for this.
it just goes wide. And there's multiple guards running up, so the other one is going to do the same thing and attempt to take a shot at this general direction.
I'm
And
not
that
drunk enough
one
for
hits,
this,
so
man.
let's see who it hits.
Hell, I'm not sober enough.
Also
for this.
aiming at the dragon. Cool. So what's gonna happen is I don't even know crossbow stats, so I'm just gonna say that it's that. So the dragon takes 7 damage, and now it's being attacked from 2 sides. And any logic that was in this dragon's brain that told it, hey, maybe things might be okay, or like any bond that may have been starting to form, considering the fact that you were the one who summoned it. So there is at least a small inkling in the back of this spirit trapped in the body of a dragon's mind that, hey, maybe this is the person I'm supposed to be listening to. That's gone now.
Okay.
Back to you.
Alright, we're gonna teach it a real lesson. Alright, we bite. We claw. We using the claws first. Does a 8 plus 5 hit?
Yeah, that will hit.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 4. So that's gonna be a 12 damage.
Oof.
Alright, so this dragon, nah, it looks visibly hurt, and there's no blood for this creature to. But as these hits are starting to strike this creature's body, cracks are starting to form across its form, almost like what you saw when Ozone dispelled his mount. But these ones don't seem to just be slowly but surely and neatly making its way up the body. These ones are originating from the areas of damage, and it's almost like it's crumbling to dust in the areas where these cracks are.
Does it smell like it's breaking? I'm a bear.
It
That's all I
doesn't
care
smell
about.
like it's breaking.
That's all I care about. I'm a bear.
Smell like it. I mean, you smell the
Pretty sure bears
porcelain
can still
dust in the
see.
air, but doesn't smell like it's breaking. I mean,
Alright. So this
it
doesn't
just
sound like it's
looks
working.
damage, and now roll a perception check, actually.
Oh, wait, let me just quickly check brown bear stuff real quick. Okay, yeah, it only helps if I rely on smell. Cool. And I keep my perception, I'm pretty sure, so that's gonna be a good old 12.
Despite the fact that you're, like, in a bear form, and it's not the best of rolls, it was a very low DC. Past all of the literal rage that you can just see burning in this thing's posture and form, it honestly looks a little just scared and confused.
Alright, so
Like, it doesn't
obviously this ain't working.
Seem to, this thing is a giant fey spirit that willingly sort of chose to be a mount. And it just was brought into existence and immediately attacked. So, despite the rage and pride in this thing's eyes, it also just looks very confused and slightly frightened.
Alright, here's the thing. So obviously this ain't working. We're gonna try something a little different.
Oh gosh.
I'm
I
still
think I know what you're thinking.
I'm within bite range, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna lick it. Do I have to roll for that? Or...
That's because it's going to be avoiding any time you try to get close to it.
Alright, so I'm gonna say this is just the same as a bite, except it ain't biting. Right? That sounds fair.
Sounds
Yeah.
fair because you're getting your mouth very, very close to its body.
Alright, it's gonna be...
I really wanted it to happen.
So, you go and you're trying to make this placating gesture of licking it, but you already bit this thing.
Actually,
So
I
now
have
it
not
just
yet. I
associates.
have yet to bite. I'm just for
It's
the
seen
record.
you try to bite it,
There you go.
and now it just associates your mouth going near it as danger. So it pulls away immediately and hisses at you, and it's now going to again try to attack you because. Actually, no. For its actual action, it's going to disengage from this battle so you don't get an opportunity attack on it. And it's just going to yeet. It is going to take to the skies and begin flying at a surprisingly incredible speed towards the, harbor cliffs.
Okay.
And,
Guys, I think I messed
this
up.
is a perfect opportunity to tell you guys the movement speed of creatures. It has a base flying speed of 80 feet, but a dash speed of 160 feet.
Okay.
And this thing is yeeting.
I mean, it can't dash though, because it used disengage, right?
Yes, but I already have mentioned, this thing has 2 attacks.
Oh. That's how
It's
that
not an attack and a bonus attack, it has 2 attack.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
So it's yeeted.
Oh well. Alright. Yeah. That's fun.
And, the guards, just as a note, are still aiming crossbows at you now because, Giant Dragon is flying away, so they sent some people after that, but there's also a bear on the roof.
Okay.
So, said guards, because it's still not your turn, are going to attack you.
Okay.
Oh no.
That. I said that it was that because I've been too lazy to check the stats on, things. That. Well, a 15 doink ya.
A 15 will doink me, because I have natural AC as a brown bear.
Alright, so, that is, I said it was this. So, you take 9 damage as, one of these guards with crossbows
That hurt.
wasn't aiming at the now desperately fleeing dragon, pings you. And you have an arrow now embedded into your hide.
That wasn't very nice. Just saying.
And now it will be back to your turn.
Now it will be back to my turn, eh? Okay. Let's see. How do I do this? Does coming out of wild shape count as like the wild shape action? Like have to take the same turn, same timing of it, or?
We can say that if you want, we're out of combat if you can
Okay.
defeat this.
Because I was thinking I'm gonna jump off the roof, the side away from the guards, go out of wild shape, and then go back into wild shape.
Huh?
Nani?
Huh?
Let me.
He already can fly.
That is true, but I can't fly at 160 units per second.
Oh my.
Per second. So instead,
Wait.
I want to wild shape into a giant fire beetle. Actually, how big are those? Let me make sure. This is. Okay. Yep. So I want to jump off the roof as a bear, unwild shape, and then wild shape into a giant fire beetle on the back wall of the magic shop.
Okay, you do it.
Alright, cool.
They're looking around trying to figure out where you are because they saw you. They saw a bear jump off the roof, and then there's no bear.
Okay, and then
you're small.
while that's going on, as a giant beetle, I want to go back into the shop.
What?
Alright, you make your way back into the shop, and now, because I don't want to stay on you for 101 years,
Yep,
and I
nope,
want
that's
to do
entirely fair.
something, let's pop over to everyone else. How are you doing?
We
I
have
have
no
been
clue what's
napping.
happening. We have no idea what's happening, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Dishrosa and I went back to my house.
I went with you. I
Yeah.
decided to go with you guys.
Alright, cool.
So you all make your way back to Fola's house, and it's the exact same as both of yours, but Dishrosa, it's yours but mirrored because of the fact that Vola is on the exact other side of you.
Ah.
So it's your house, but a mirror image of your house. And it's same layout, same everything, same like little kitchenette area, same bedroom area, just everything's the exact same. But you make your way in there, and are you clearing out a space to do this?
Very much.
Yeah, most
Owen
likely.
just starts hefting up all the furniture and moving it.
So you start pushing things aside, and you make a relatively clearing in the center of the event for the summoning of these dragons. Who's going first?
I guess I will.
Alright, so step into the center, and you pull out the porcelain figurine, about the size of a baseball, relatively small, holding it in the palm of your hand.
And
What do you say?
Bola is going to say in Elvish, "Eyes up, Suta."
And as you say that and shatter it across the ground before you, that same windy effect begins to take shape as the
Why did you
porcelain
come up with that
dust
name?
spins up into a small, almost cyclone. And then as the dust settles, before you is a very large dragon. Slightly larger than all of the others, even. The other two that you have seen in so far, this one slightly larger. And it looks at you with these silver eyes that are just staring almost dead into your soul. And in the very back of your mind, you hear a faint voice that just goes, "You believe yourself to worthy.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Prove it."
Roll for initiative.
And you get the feeling in the back of your mind that this creature, from you at least, desires a show of strength, something that will prove to it that you are strong and worthy enough to mount it.
I'm gonna grapple it.
Alright, roll the grapple check.
So I'm gonna bust out my rage, and I'm just gonna go.
I forget. 23. What is this for this creature? That has that. 19. So, you immediately rush towards this creature, and it expands its wings outwards, almost like it is inviting you to. And
Bro.
you successfully manage to duck beneath the massive creature and wrap your arms around like its throat area so that it can't throw you off. And it begins almost struggling, but with a good amount of effort, but not as much as you probably would have expected. You manage to have this thing with its neck pinned against the ground so that it can't pull away from you. And it struggles and thrashes for a while, but you get the odd, like, just the way that you're holding it and the way that it feels. This thing, similar to a porcelain figurine, is, like, hollow on the inside.
Wait.
And it
I
seems
can't do
almost
it for
cautious
myself.
of this fact. Like, it's self-aware of its own fragility and isn't trying to do
Not a
any
flawed
damage to
system
itself
at
in its efforts to
all.
get away.
Not
Okay.
a flawed system at all.
I, as well, am going to kind of make sure I do not too hard.
Nick.
And it seems to almost recognize the fact that even in your show of strength, you're not trying to harm it directly. You're just trying to give it what it asked for and prove your strength and worthiness,
That's
creature.
all I was trying to do.
And after a while of struggling, it goes still. And it doesn't seem angry. It just seems almost pleased by what you've done.
So
And pulls its neck slowly away and looks down on you, those same silvery eyes staring down, but this time with a note of contentness and almost impressed. And you hear that same voice in the back of your mind, in Elvish, by the way. It just goes, "You may do." And you get the feeling that while it doesn't 100% trust you yet, you're good enough that it's not going to keep trying to attack you.
Nice. We're gonna have a lot of fun this evening.
And it responds to the name with a
You cut out, Chi.
Yeah, you cut out.
It responds to the name for the first time with just a very, almost unnoticeable nod of its head, just a bit.
Alright. So I guess for now I'm gonna send it back to its form, the other there.
And as you ask it to do so, it seems reluctant for a moment, like it still isn't 110% sure that it wants to listen to you. But after just a couple seconds of pausing, it stares at you in such a way as if it's trying to make you percent aware that it is still the one in control here, and it is choosing to do this, not you are commanding it to do this. But it bows its head down, and the cracks begin to form across its surface. And after a moment, there is a puff of dust and a small porcelain figurine in the center.
Ooh, magic.
That was fun.
Whose turn is it now?
Who's next?
You want to give it a go?
I mean, my experiences with dragons has been bad, so... Oh
Well,
boy.
give it a shot.
Okay. Nervously, I pick up my, the little... I'm gonna call it a doohickey, honestly. This is what I'm gonna refer to it, both in character and out of character. It's a doohickey now.
The doohickey.
I pick it up, and I'm like, and I speak in Draconian. Oh yeah, I don't know what name it's... Honestly, mood. I'm like, and I just pause for like a solid minute, just trying to figure out a good name.
I mean, you don't have to come up with it.
Can you guys help me out with this?
You don't have to tame it right now.
I mean, he did. She
It's a
did.
useful opportunity. It's a useful opportunity that you currently have some downtime to spend however much time is required to either prove your worth, or each of you. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I literally have things in mind for each of what is going to be required from you to tame your individual things.
Oh
It's
damn.
not just going to be a test of strength from each of you.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, that sucks.
Oh jeez.
Wait, so what I'm doing might not work? Oh god.
I mean, it's not like what Barry did, which is straight
hey,
up fight him.
none of y'all know what Barry did yet. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that's true.
None of us know what we did. What you did. Mine is gonna be id light of an earlier session.
Also,
Oh, okay.
side note, Pierce, what happened to your webcam?
He left
You had to
Yeah,
go for
for a thingy.
you will return.
Okay, but his webcam's real fucked.
yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's
Glad
always been.
we agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
But
Do you mind if I just when I tame mine? Do you mind if I just use a placeholder name?
you'll have to talk to the dragon about that.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I don't want to do that.
I raise it up and then immediately lower my hand. I'm like, you know what?
So
I need to find a better name and just hope that nothing bad happens, so you can skip over me later. And I just like awkwardly stuff the porcelain thing back in my robes and be like, pat it as I'm saying like, nothing's gonna happen with it, and just leave it there for now. That's a deep problem for future Bishrosa.
Alright. Well, also in a little bit of a little naming issue currently.
Like I said, you don't have to try to tame them right
no,
now.
I do. You don't understand. I need this.
You really, you don't have to, man.
He's
It's
a
okay.
perfectionist at heart.
If you need some more time, we can switch back over to whatever's happening with Barry.
Sounds like a plan. Let's switch back over to
So
Barry.
what did I miss?
Us not
the-
figuring out a name.
Those two don't know names, so they're taking a break, and we're going back to me because
We're taking a which. What did Barry name it?
Big Barry.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Big Barry.
Uh,
Make it so that specific one is the
So
closest to
as
Barry
a
to-
giant fire beetle, I want to go back into the stores. Was where we left off on my end.
Yeah, so you slip into the Gilded Basilisk, and as soon as you go in, you actually don't see anybody currently there. Again, you assume that Azone is in the back room that he slips into occasionally because you hear voices from back there. But at the moment, you don't see anyone. Shop's relatively calm.
Can I go into that back room?
Oh,
You can. The door's just right there. You can try.
Yeah. I will as my beetle self. Can I crawl? And
Are you
try.
trying to sneak in without being noticed?
I mean, I'm a bug.
Roll a stealth roll.
Okay. Stealth. What is stealth based on?
Dex.
Dex.
Dexterity.
Okay, so I think I get animal dexed. Right? That sounds right. I'm gonna pretend I know what I'm talking about.
I'd assume you get whatever the dex of
The
creature is.
Yeah, so that's just a normal dex, so I just rolled a 20. And yeah, I'm not super stealthy. Just letting you know.
Alright, so, let's see. The individuals in that room. Let's do some checks for them.
Wait, I also
Uh,
realized the big flaw in my plan. Giant fire beetles are like fireflies.
Ah, so you're glowing as well.
I don't know if I'm glowing in the daytime, but yes, I glow.
Okay, so literally, as soon as you start making your way into that back room, the slight glowingness of your fire butt, you go into an area of dim light just past the doors, and before you can see anything that's happening in there, that clashing, clamoring sound, as well as the bell chiming, suddenly rears up again, and abruptly, Azone is right there at the door, with a very distressed look on his face as he looks around, and finally, with some sort of sound coming from behind him, he glances out and notices the fire beetle that is suddenly just there.
Uh-oh.
Okay, just mind you, I am actually really dumb, and it's not a dim light as I go in. If I'm in dim light,
I assume it's actually just really, really bright.
I have the illumination trait that the beetle sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, so there's this giant glowing beetle thingy, and immediately you hear that weird clashing noise from the back, as well as the typical bell chime that you hear from above the door, which is odd because why is that coming from the back room? But
Alright, so
after
there's a
just
good
an instant, you suddenly see Azone, who sees you, and goes, "Oh, what is this little fellow doing here?" And tries to catch you. like-
I go back out into the store.
As you make your way out into the store, Azone follows and seems a little bit almost pleased about the pleasant visitor surprise that he has encountered now.
I would really like if I could talk in this form, but I'm going to screw everything up. Wait, I'm going to wait. Oh, I can't stealth check. Alright, I'm gonna go out of the door. I'm going to wild shape back into me, and then walk back in.
Oh my god. So much extra stuff.
So
But at what cost?
exactly how are you doing this?
As a beetle, I skitter away under the door, and then I turn back into Barry, and I fly up to the door handle, open the door.
So, like the door to the back room?
Oh no, I'm at the door to the shop. I'm
Oh,
going.
the door to the shop.
I'm going a long way if I can.
You leave and then come back in the shop.
Yes, because I'm assuming he's following me and therefore he will be there.
Yeah, so as soon as you walk back into the shop, Azone just looks deeply puzzled and slightly concerned. She's like, You're
Hey, Mr. Cone.
back
Um,
already.
I do have a few questions about these fake dragons you gave us.
The porcelain amphitheist.
Wait, did he not hear the giant freaking fight outside?
Maybe it's not.
As you're standing inside, you realize you can't actually hear when you walked outside temporarily to look at to change your
I have to redraw everything now.
You notice that
Wait, what?
there's no distinct
Upsetting.
sound inside. Like, it's almost like you assume it's probably some sort of magic, but you only hear like the faint ambient noise from inside of the lamps on the ceiling clinking against each other
Okay.
every once in a while, but you don't hear the guards shouting that are still outside currently.
Alright, Mr. Cone, I got a few questions, and I don't really want you to ask questions until after I'm done with my questions. So, the first question is, when you summon these things, if you try to fight them, can they actually break?
What?
Just answer the questions. Answer the questions.
You tried to
Answer
fight.
answer the
I-
question. Shh,
You have
shh,
had
calm down,
this
calm down,
guy
calm down, calm down.
for
Shh,
less than
shh.
5 minutes.
Quiet. Listen. What happens when you try to fight them? Let's say I didn't do that, and I just want to know what happens when I do.
If you were to try to fight the dragon, as I said, if they sustain enough damage, they will revert back to their inert form. They'd return to the figurine.
But do they like you?
They have memory.
Okay, so that's a bad call. Secondly, if one were to run away, where would they go?
If one were to I don't know. They're spirits. They have their own free will. They go wherever they just was safe in.
Okay, third question. Do you have any, like, tracking device on these, or, like, you know...
No!
Alright,
I assumed that you'd be
fourth
able
question.
to keep-
Fourth question. Do you have a warranty?
I didn't realize this would have to be relevant so soon as I gave them to you. But these creatures are sort of on loan. It's a deal that I made with the Mute Harbor Sorcerers Guild back when I decided to start lending them my services. If you lose this creature, you need to pay for this creature.
And how much exactly is that?
Let me go back into my record books. And he walks back to a very, very large tome that's immediately behind the counter.
Okay,
And he flips through it with what seems to almost just be a level of sarcasm. Like he already knows the answer to this, but he really just
Oh
wants
my
to
God.
find it so that he can physically show you this. And he's like, yes. Give me a moment. Yes. Here it is. All right. If you lose one of these little items, the cost to pay for its entire existence is about 2,000 gold.
2,000 gold. Okay. Duly noted. I will be back, and I'm just gonna bolt out. I'm just...
You just hear him mutter under his breath on your way out the door. Why do I do these things?
Alright, and for the record, I think I'm just gonna start flying in the direction the dragon went.
You start flying in the direction the dragons went. Make a perception check.
Oh no. Wait, I have normal perception. I'm Barry again.
Yeah.
Oh, but I should
Oh
probably
my.
sleep. I need a long rest.
No, Gino. No. Stop.
Oh, I thought you were telling me no.
No, you said nothing.
No to both of you.
No rest for you. So this was a low DC because it's really not that hard to see. You start flying in the direction that your dragon has been flying, which very, very clearly was in the direction of the cliffs. The cliffs, if you remember correctly,
Which I don't.
are where the literal lord of the entire location lives.
Oh.
And your dragon is currently perched on the home of Lord Adair, actual lord of the whole of Mute Harbor.
Wow.
Well,
Hmm.
wowie wow.
Hey,
If you look
metagaming here,
down,
guys.
there
Metagaming
are
real quick.
guards everywhere.
Metagaming this real quick. Hey guys, I think we're gonna get kicked out of Mute Harbor. Just saying.
God damn it. No, you are getting kicked out. I am not getting kicked out because of you.
Fun fact,
Yeah,
you're just an unlucky bastard because I rolled to see where the dragon would end up, and there.
Okay. Secondly, I'm also just pointing out the fact that all of y'all are still technically associated with me.
No,
Unfortunately, that is
I
true.
can choose to disassociate myself from.
I don't know that.
I banged Zone. I can be with him now.
Oh, hey, wait. Maybe I should just go to Quaz and ask if he can bang him to the equivalent of 2,000
What?
gold.
Is that allowed?
I don't know the conversion rate of knights with Quaz to gold coins, but I'm sure it won't be too bad. But anyway,
Um,
I
can I just if I fly through the guards, are they gonna stop me?
depends. How high up are you flying? Because
Um,
these towers are very, very large towers. Like, think Empire State Building. Like these
oh
are
boy. Yeah.
big
So,
towers. You are currently facing a King Kong style situation. In
okay.
which this
So,
giant dragon
what I'm
is clinging to the tallest of the 3 fealty spires.
so what I'm hearing is, wait, do they have a spiral pattern on the outside by chance?
This is actually the closest that any of you have now gotten to the fealty spire.
You're welcome. I'm
And,
teaching you about the
they are-
architecture.
They are, in fact, the tallest of the 3, which you know from Azazel's knowledge, is in fact the literal home of the Lord of Mute Harbor. Is actually in a sort of spiral-esque pattern.
Okay, so what I'm asking is there a way, because I can only fly 10 feet above any given quote-unquote ground, can I fly over these parts at 10-foot intervals around the spiral and up?
So sort of like using it as a really weird
Ground, yes.
spiral staircase?
Yes, except I'm 10 feet above it.
You'd have to get to the bottom of it so that you could get onto the spire. And the bottom of the spire is currently surrounded by what seems to be almost half of the military Mute Harbor.
Alright, wait, what's
Like, there are
Alright.
solidly
Alright,
50 to 60 guards now hovering around the bottom of this tower, looking ready to go into the tower to get the thing off.
let's think about this real quick. Hey, are there any tiny beasts near me?
Oh my.
Roll a perception check.
Even like medium size, or like other small, like tiny or small will probably work for what I'm trying to do.
Roll a perception
Yeah.
check. Looking around, there is, just from what you can see, there are sort of like trees and stuff that have been set up for decoration's sake. And in these trees, you can see what looks to be relatively large pigeons of some variety.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
Or like almost, they're more doves than anything else. They're very, very pretty looking birds.
Alright. So I'm going to animal friendship one of said doves. I am then going to try to speak with animals, said dove. And I need to have a conversation asking for a favor.
Alright. So, you go up to this pigeon. Well, more you go to the bottom. Actually, make a stealth check first things first.
I don't like where this one's going. I'm saying I don't like stealth checks. Oh wait, stealth is okay. I say as I.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
So you make your way to the bottom of this tree because the tree is relatively nearby the base of the fealty spires where the like several about 50 to 60 guards are now just swarming, now slowly but surely making their way into the tower to make their way up the tower. And you make your way up to this tree, and you reach out to the bird. And it looks down from the tree, cocks its head to the side a little curiously, and hops down to land in front of you.
Okay, so first of all, I'm befriending this one. Is there another like pigeon near me?
There's a few in the tree.
Okay,
One
I'm gonna
up, you
call
didn't know where he's going.
I'm gonna call another one down. And use animal messenger on this one, and say, go talk to the scary dragon and tell him I'm sorry from the little fairy, and send that one off first.
Okay, I know that this is a spell and you should be able to just do this, but you are sending a tiny, tiny pigeon to fly towards the giant angry dragon, so I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion check to convince this bird that it's worth literally nearly dying.
Okay. Persuasion. By chance, can I use animal handling instead?
Go ahead, actually, sure.
I like that one better.
So this bird looks a little scared, but as you tell it to do this, it slowly but surely starts taking flight and flies directly in the direction of the giant hissing dragon thing. And you see it land on the spire relatively nearby, and the dragon almost looks like it's going to bat at it, but it stares for a long moment, just making eye contact with the blank, stupid eyes of this pigeon. And it hisses and seems angry, but like that fear from prior is now just more evident than anything else. Like, it's hard to see this because it's really fucking high up that this is happening, but you get the vague inclination that at this point the fear is starting to override the anger, and it now just wants a way out of this situation.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So, now that I've gotten one bird to talk to it, the other bird I'm talking to, mind you, this bird's my boy. We've gone a full 3 minutes stick together, right? And like we talking, and be like, yo, if you do this for me, I'm gonna do you up. Like I feel like I don't have to really persuade this one as hard because I'm baiting with food. So we boys, we friends. And I'm gonna just talk to him and be like, all right, see what that man did, or what that bird did. All right, I need you to do that instead of just you though. I need you to let me come with you.
Oh boy.
So I'm trying to
It
get to
stares
the
at
dragon.
you blankly with its really dumb bird eyes. With that blank, vacant stare that only pigeons seem to be capable of. And then, after a long, long moment, it bows its head down so you can get onto its back.
All right, this is it, ladies and gentlemen.
And
I have my
you
mount.
climb onto the bird's back.
I have my mount. Just saying.
Takes off into the sky at relatively slow speeds because it's encumbered by the weight of a whole ass thing on its back, and it's not used to having anything on its back. It's a dumbass pigeon. And it starts slowly but surely, in a weird, fumbling way, flying up to the top of this spire. And, you find yourself in front of your dragon.
All right.
Cracks on its body have become more and more pronounced as time has gone on. In fact, it looks like certain parts of it have just entirely crumbled to dust, and you can see inside of its body, but it's weird because you can't see anything in there. It's just blackness, like
Okay.
entirely void black inside.
All right. Now it's time for some IRL persuasion. Let me just make sure this door is shut because the cat keeps opening it.
You have a cat and you never told us?
Yeah.
Upsetting.
Precious.
Oh, the cat's still in here. What's up, cat?
Please bring him here.
So, cat,
I'm not taking. I'm not moving the cat from
Please.
her bed, but I
Oh.
will move the webcam and
Yes,
change the
please.
scene.
Oh.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Stream delay, why you so
Oh nope,
slow?
that ain't the cat. There's the cat. Hey cat. Hey cat. Look over here. All right, cat's not looking over here. Well, you
It's
saw my cat.
fine.
You saw my cat. That's
Wait.
stream delay, please.
Stream delay.
Please give us cat.
There she is!
Babby!
Precious baby!
Okay.
Precious Babby with a tiny white paw.
Aww.
all right. Now that
Where's
we've
baby?
distracted everyone with my cat, my
It's
master plan
important.
unfolds. My master plan unfolds. All right, big. All right, dragon buddy. I know. I know. We started on the wrong foot. I know. I turned into a bear on you. But hear me out. You're scared. I was scared. And that's a bonding experience between me and you. I know you won't really particularly like it, and I know I hurt you, but you hurt me, man. That tail hurt. That tail was real. I'm a 1 foot fairy. Like, come on, man. Even if I was a bear at the time, that hurt. That hurt me a little bit. But you see, now we got a chance to make amends. I can do you up. You can do me up. And if we get this right, you can turn into that little chess piece, right? And we can just get out of this. Pretend this never happened. I can summon you in a better location.
Man,
Hello.
we just cannot play Borderlands 2.
Hey! I'm in the middle of an important dialogue.
Wait, what did Aaron just?
We can't play.
I threw him to the inferno.
Okay, left.
Okay.
I also server muted him.
Okay. So if we have you turn back into that chess piece, right? We can avoid the scary men over there. we can avoid the scary men down there, right? Which is big. But also then I can summon you in a better location. I can bring you some food. What do you even eat? Like I can bring you a food if you want. I don't know what you eat. I don't know if you do eat, but like we can chill in a little different location. I'll even let you choose the location if you really want. So you can choose the location if you really want, but I just want to talk about this somewhere else.
Why did we all
It's
get
fine.
moved to the inferno?
I got you, don't worry.
Okay.
I dragged everyone back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everyone heard that, but yeah, I'm just we can go somewhere else. Have a nice little meal if you're hungry. If you eat, I don't know what you do, and we can talk about this more later. But I just think we should get out of this spot because this ain't really a good spot. Like it's nice, like it's nice up in the air. That's cool, but like there's some crazy people down there. Uh, I don't like the look of them. I know you don't like the look of them. And the dude in this building, he's kind of an asshole. So maybe get off his lawn. So you and me, buddy, we can go. I promise I'll summon you again. We can talk this out. If you want to hit me again, if you want to hit me again, we can arrange that in some way, shape, or form. But
Ow.
how about it, buddy?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage.
Hmm.
Okay. Persuasion. Where are you at? I'm just gonna roll it twice because I'm lazy. 21 on both.
Oh.
So,
GG.
you are reaching out to this literal terrified dragon creature thing, and for a moment it looks like it's going to attack you again because it's just running on pure fear at this point. But it pauses, and it waits, and it hears you up, and in the same way you hear in the very back of your mind, in Sylvan this time, you hear in the very back of your mind, how do I know I can trust you?
Oof.
All right. Here. Check it. If you want to trust me, I can give you my most prized possession. I pull out the golden
I can
toothpick.
definitely
I will let you have this golden toothpick. And you know what? Not even just a golden toothpick. This mini bow. This mini bow made by my boy. Let me quickly check his name. My boy Bryce. My boy Bryce made me this, and my boy Finn made me this. I will willingly hand them over to you if it makes you trust me. I'll also hand you this pigeon I'm riding on.
stares at you for a long, and then it slowly but surely reaches 2 claws towards the shiny toothpick.
I hand him my shiny toothpick, holding back some
And-
tears.
Carefully plucks it up and stares at it for a while and goes, "It is no hoard, but it will do.
It is no what?
It is no hoard, but it
Ah.
will."
Okay.
And it stares at you in utter confusion and stares at the pigeon, looks between each of you, and you get just the faint impression at the back of your mind that getting him out of this location is now your test. And it bows its head, the cracks begin to form across its body, and suddenly sitting before you is a Fury.
Is what? Sorry, you broke up.
A small porcelain figurine of the dragon again.
All right.
Yay!
I'm grabbing that. I'm gonna talk to my
I
pigeon and be like, you know what, pigeon man? You the real MVP. I'm gonna go get your brother too, and I'm gonna extend an offer. If y'all want to travel with me, that would be sick. I will provide food for you,
The moment
shelter
we
for
run out
you.
of food, I am cooking them.
Hey, you're not here. You ain't ready for this. Y'all don't know what's going down. I will take care of y'all. I'll feed y'all. If you want like bathing and stuff, I can arrange for that. I don't know what you really want, but I got you with the food. I got you with the shelter. What do you say?
They just stare at you with utterly vacant eyes, and it seems like the only words that they comprehended were food and shelter. So they seem chill.
Okay. And yeah, we gonna fly down. We're gonna ride my boy. I'm naming the one I rode on Raz, and the one I sent up. We're gonna name that one Straw. Yeah. And I'm gonna hop on Raz and go say onward to food.
And with that, they fly off in a random direction because they don't know where you want them to go. They're stupid birds. So they just fly off to the closest location that they know that there's food, which is like a trash can behind one of the nearby food stalls. It's like a bakery.
Okay, and then just as a final thing, and we can go back to the rest of the party. I just want to buy what's in this food stall.
If you go up to the front of it, it is a small bakery called Torts, Tarts, and Tea.
Oh, that's adorable.
Hey, bakery person. I don't know who's there.
There is a pair of halfling women behind the counter, actually.
If I could get some bread, that'd be great.
They smile at you super brightly, and they seem very, very content that they have a customer, even though it looks like the shop is relatively busy on its own. And, they point to the large array of assorted breads that they have, because this is a whole-ass bakery in the rich part of town.
Oh yeah, right.
And, one of them steps forward and goes, well, we got your poppy seed, we got,
All right. I'm so happy you're happy to help, but I just need something that pigeons might like.
And they just stare, and the one that was just trying to help you, you see a little
offend
light
them.
dye in her eyes. when
No,
she
no, no.
realizes that her
They're my
bride
they're
she's literally spent all day baking is going to be turned to pigeon food.
mind you, these pigeons are important, right? These are like the MVP pigeons, man. Like I'm gonna eat
Alright,
half
so-
of
She
it.
just has
Okay.
a deadness behind her eyes as she walks over to what seems to be what should be probably what they discard. And it's like the ends of bread and some burnt bread ends
Ooh.
that like
Yo, those are my
loaves that just didn't survive, and they just hand you a small bag of the shittiest bread they have in the store, and they're like,
yo.
no charge.
Ignore that.
Here,
It is free
yo,
bread.
y'all are the real
Better what
MVPs.
cost?
This is my favorite type of bread. I'm basically a
Hey,
pigeon. That's what
you
I was
know-
talking about. Here, and I toss a gold coin at them.
God.
and fly away.
One of them catches it, and the two of them just make like office-style eye contact.
Alright, and then I fly out.
Just
I-
baby.
I fly out of the store and then feed my boys Raz and my boy Straw and try to find the rest of the party, which are doing Segway.
I came up with a name.
What'd you name him?
Can you like give a temporary point of shame to Nick or something?
If there were a way to do so, because he literally just got the entire party kicked out of their main hub that they are going to be using for pretty much the rest of the game, if I could, I would.
Alright, so I got inspiration is what I'm hearing.
But
The inverse inspiration.
at will, I can give you disadvantage on a roll.
Alright, so I marked my inspiration.
So, on to the rest of the group, who is now sitting in Vola's home. Vola is the only one who has successfully tamed their amphitheater.
I am
While the
going
other
to
two of
take
you-
to a mountain at some point. We are going to ride into battle together. Glorious.
The other two of you are sitting there just kind of brainstorming what you wanted to name your amphitheater so that you would be able to commence the summoning ritual.
Alright, Senek, do you have a name yet, or?
I mean, I had a joke one, which was Smally Bigs, but I'm pretty sure that's too much of a mouthful to
Right.
summon with.
Alright. I have a name.
Mhm.
Let's see it.
If
Or
it
hear
isn't
it.
if it isn't Snoop Dragon, I'm reporting you.
Oh, damn.
Look,
I have a new name.
idea.
It looks like I have a new name, everyone.
I feel like just for the sake of the fact that it's La's water pun name.
It has
I
to be a
wish.
water pun name.
I-
I will disown you if it's not a water pun name.
Looks like I'm leaving the
Nick
server
will
now.
report you if it's not.
Oh, let's see, is there a report function?
I feel like everyone's gonna. Alright, I take my.
It's quite alright if it is. Name it whatever.
How
You're the only
to-
person that thinks that. Aaron thinks otherwise.
I'm the GM.
How
Sure,
to
you
report
ban
people on
Wait, what do I
roll
think?
20.
I heard someone say I think otherwise.
Yeah, you think that my name's gonna suck and you're gonna ban me for it.
What? No,
I am
don't.
the GM of this game. Name
No,
it what you
don't.
will.
I believe in your name. I don't even know what you're naming, but I believe in you.
Thanks, Dad. Okay.
Never say
I
that
hate it.
again.
First,
Child.
Wise, I thought I was your dad.
Thanks, I hate it more.
Aw.
we're bringing this back, huh?
Hey,
You can
Quaz.
have two daddies.
Hey, Quaz,
Thanks, I
can
hate
you
it.
Quaz, can you post in the forums real quick so I can report you?
Forum. Sounds like a plan. Alright. Anyway. I
Okay,
take
what's
my...
the name?
I'm getting to that if you shut up. I take my porcelain thingamabob, throw it on the ground, and say, "Join me, Eco." Also, it's all in primordial because I can speak that.
Cool.
Weird
And,
flex, but okay.
As the porcelain figurine shatters around, same straight effect takes in, and you find a large amphitheater standing before you. It's this one has very distinct eyes. They are mismatched. One of them is that same silvery color that Vola, while the other one is a vivid blue color, the same as the rest of the porcelain markings trailing down its body. And it stares at you for a long moment and takes almost a step towards you curiously. There's a distinct curiosity glinting in its eyes. And you hear in the very back of your mind, in primordial, what are you?
Probably cut out because I just heard what are.
What? That's exactly what it says.
What are?
What are?
Guys, don't you mean water?
I hate all of you.
It's not my fault you cut out.
She can ban all of us.
You hear in the back of your mind just a faint voice in primordial. What are you?
It happened again.
What are you?
For the record, you didn't cut out. Aaron just can't hear you.
Alright.
No, she actually cut out on my end.
I can't spell.
Wait, what does this do?
Why is your token just zipping around the map?
You just knew him.
Why not?
Oh, I really.
Alright. So I'm gonna cast Call to the Wave and click, please. Put it in chat. Thanks.
Good job.
And create some water.
Hey, that's what he asked for.
It is.
As you create this water in the where do you create it? What does it look like?
That's a good question. Glad you asked. So, I'm going to. Okay.
Don't worry about this.
What would it? I'm gonna make a mist just around us, just a really fast moving mist in a circle around me and the dragon, the fake dragon. I don't remember the name.
The fake dragon, yes.
Why have we
Fake
started calling them
dragon.
fake dragons? I mean, I said it,
Alright,
but
guys, real quick question.
Mhm.
It's 10:55. Do I go out right now and buy ice cream at CVS?
yes.
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 Alright, thank you. Sage advice.
Please buy some for me. Okay, he left.
He left. Goodbye.
Actually, I'm gonna stay on the call while I walk.
Hey, hey, while you do that, if I may ask,
He's gone.
can you-
He left.
can you buy some for me? Wait, I thought he
already
came
left.
back.
He's gone.
No,
Ah,
he's
but
gone
he
again.
left then. He's probably switched to his phone or something.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
As this strange mist curl around you, the dragon actually raises one of its claws a little bit to trace a claw through the mist around you both. And it turns back to you, and there's almost a bit of surprise in its eyes. And you hear the voice in the back of your mind go again. So you possess power.
Yes. You want? Yes. You want to see more?
You get the distinct impression of a laugh in the back of your mind. And you hear the voice again. And it goes, "The things that I have seen, little morsel, beyond
Morsel.
comprehension. But I would like to understand your capabilities. I do not believe I have ever seen disposition." And he glances you up and down visibly, and it's obvious that you know that Genasi aren't common, but you didn't realize that they were so uncommon that spirits don't even know what the hell you are.
Like a magic dragon has no clue what I am. Sounds good.
Yeah, a magic dragon is looking at you and going, "What is this?" And it looks you up and down and goes, "I will remain with you. I will be
Your shield.
in your tongue, your mount. If you swear, at some point you will tell me of your origin."
I will do that then.
And it bows its
Where
head.
I will.
bit of a
tell you.
curious smile and goes, "A promise of this caliber is not something you take lightly, little morsel."
He called you a morsel.
He said that multiple times.
That is true.
And
Where is my barrel?
What? Alright. I swear on the gods that I will.
Then, for now, I will believe you. For now. And it bows its head and leans its head slightly closer to you so that you have the option of touching it. Unlike the
will-
others, there was never a hint of aggression with this one. It just seemed curious.
It was chill.
I will accept the offer then.
You got the chill one, Lamau.
get it, cause
And,
he's water.
He was pretty cool.
Sorry, as I throw
He
myself
goes with the
out of a
flow.
window. Sorry if I throw myself out of a window.
Please don't. We need to finish
And,
this session.
Yes, we do.
And it bows its head and allows you to touch it.
And I will.
Take
I
it back
will.
yours.
I guess.
You smooth your hand over the scales just on its snout area, and they're surprisingly cool. It's almost like you are touching a pane of glass that hasn't been in the sun for a while, and they're not the texture of normal scales as you'd assume. It definitely feels still like this thing is made out of highly polished and glazed porcelain. It doesn't have the correct texture, and as you look closely, you almost kind of question how this thing is capable of moving the way it does, because even at once you get closer to it, you realize that it is in fact still made out of porcelain. It's just living now and moving, and you don't quite know how.
Huh.
But it seems content with your presence in its existence.
I'm content with it, I guess. And I say, how do I want it to go back to? You can return to the.
Dark side.
Was it
You
like
can
the,
go
the
home.
spirit realm? I guess. I don't know.
Go back to the shadow
Go
realm.
back to the shadow realm.
As you speak this, it stares at you for a long while, and then in the back of your mind you just hear this low chuckle. And it bows its head down, and the cracks begin to form across its body.
How
and
come you
again,
get the one with
find
the good
yourself
sense
with a
of humor?
small porcelain figure.
Because you
Yeah,
tried
right?
to attack yours.
That is true.
I don't even know what mine's actual attitude
Yeah.
is, to be fair.
Well, we know he's very feisty.
We think.
Mayhaps.
But yeah. All right.
I feel like I was the only who was actually supposed to fight mine.
Yeah, mayhap. Probably.
Which then leaves Dish Rosa as the current remaining in the room who has not. If you do not wish to do so, we can just end the session here.
Yeah, I still need time to think of a name.
Then, as in different locations across Mute Harbor, three of you stand with small porcelain figurines in hand, and Barry begins slowly but surely making his way in the direction of the Vola's home, where he can try to find Vola's home, but he doesn't currently live. He'll figure it out. That's where we're gonna end this one.
Yay!
Yay! Good session, y'all.
Congratulations, Nick, for not somehow recovering that session.
You.
I'm like say.
Honestly, the only reason that came in so clutch was because I kept rolling perception for all the guards below, and they kept rolling so low that I didn't notice the bird.
Yikes.
Yo, I'd like to thank the real MVPs, Raz and Straw, for really carrying me through this experience,
You need to,
especially
get them to follow you around.
that was
You do.
I gave an entire speech about that, man. I'm carrying bread with me for a while. I'm intending on making them party members. Just saying.
I'm going to
Please do.
They're just stupid
bullet
pigeons. It's not
bullet.
like they can do anything in combat. In
I
fact,
swear
I'm
to
sure if I
God
look at their thing,
that
it's
somehow at the very end of the campaign, one of them gonna do help save us.
no, both of them are just gonna like actually turn out to be like Master Circle of the Moon Druids,
Oh my gosh.
They were friendly.
and
They lost themselves to the circle of the moon from staying in wild shape for too long, and now you have to try to save them.
no, it's not even I have to save them. They're just chill. Like they decided, you know what, being a human sucks. I'm being a bird for the rest of my life, and then all right,
Being a human is some weak shit.
all right, enough talk. I will be right back. I just need to end the stream real quick. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching for the few of you who did, which is mostly, I could just go back and talk, but it was a great old session, grand old time. I will be uploading this VOD to YouTube under the name Funkmaster Novk. I'll probably put a link actually in my Twitch bio so you can check the VOD and watch it. Overall, pretty good session. Nice to be back. And yeah, this one did go a touch longer than usual. Usually they are hour-and-a-half sessions, but we had some time at the start for me to test stream stuff because it's been a while, and then I may or may not have extended the session with my dumb stupidity. Anyway, good session. Catch DnD Now next week, same time, I hope. Should be good. Then I'm actually going back on hiatus, but I'll see if someone else will stream and upload VODs. Anyway, peace out.